for almost the entire second half of the 1900s, we had something called the Cold War. That was basically the United States and all of its friends and allies, and the Soviet Union and all of its friends and allies, and they were kind of just butting heads for decades, right? You had Germany after World War II, East Germany, West Germany, Berlin Wall, pretty famous, right? And by the mid-80s, and then going into the 90s before the Berlin Wall fell, you had the Russians carrying this right here. It's a Makarov chambered in 9x18 Makarov, which is essentially a very spicy 380, almost 9mm type of round. 8 rounds right here. This is actually a Bulgarian PM01. There's a nice little toe release there for the mag. Really cool, interesting handgun, and we'll talk about that one in another full review. But then NATO, United States, its friends and allies, had access to this guy as of the mid 80s or so. I think 85, 86 when this kind of appeared. This is the Sig Sauer from Sig Arms Inc. in Germany, in West Germany, made in West Germany, the P226 original magazine right here, 9mm, 15 rounds, so almost double the capacity. But of course, it's a much bigger handgun. So I don't know if you really compare apples to apples, but we're here to talk about today a Sig P226, fascinating piece of history, made in West Germany. This one's from 1993. So you had these 15 rounders with the Sig P226 back then. Looks like sheet metal, stamped, rolled, welded together on the back. It's a pretty interesting design, and this is the original magazine. Now, you had that, and you also had Metgar, which more recently has been pumping out magazines for the 226. I don't know when they started doing it, but these are made in Italy, and they are fantastic because they're 18 rounders. Made very well. Metgar has always made a great magazine for a variety of handguns, and it only adds a couple of millimeters at the bottom to get those 18 rounds. So you can kind of see how technology and magazine design has really kind of improved over the years, over the last few decades since this handgun was made. What's really cool is this is a double single action. Sig is very unique with the 226 lineup. I'm sure you've seen them before. The Navy SEALs picked them up for a long time. It wasn't exactly this model, but it was almost like this model actually, except they did a few tweaks of their own to kind of make it more to their liking in the 90s there, which this is being 1993, is a very close cousin to their 226. But it has that single double action, right? So has a very interesting decocker on the side. We'll show you a close-up on this whole thing, kind of get a good picture of the history of this handgun, what I know about it. But it has a decocker that's very interesting. You don't see that on almost any other handgun. That brings you back to that double action. And it is a heavy double action. A lot harder than just the single action to get back on top. But take easy headshots with this. Very accurate. It's a heavier handgun. Man, is it fun to shoot. Now the interesting thing about a Sig 226 like this of course has been unloaded, everything on the table has been unloaded, is that it's really not that much bigger than like a Glock 19 type of handgun. All right, you can kind of see, of course the barrel's a little bit longer, but it's about the same width maybe. This, of course, is a PSA Dagger Compact, which is almost the same size as like a Glock 19 style handgun. But this being such an older design and picked up by so many police and military over the years, now it is 34 ounces unloaded. That's a big thing there compared to maybe some of the other striker fires on the market that you're used to seeing. And of course, here's that Makarov. It's much smaller. That's why the Russians used this for so long. It's such a good design, very small, apparently very easy to produce. And of course, the Sig 226 was not the only handgun that NATO and the United States, of course, used. You had the 1911. There's a bunch of other European handguns that they had issued back then. This is just one of the newer ones, really, in the 80s and early 90s, with this one being made in 1993 in West Germany. You can kind of see on here, Sig Sauer. You have the Sig Arms Inc. Exeter, New Hampshire. Lots of wear on this. It definitely was a police issue at some point. Lots of holster wear. In fact, the white dot, you have the nice notch here, that white dot is missing, so that sight is gone. This looks like it has quite a bit of scuffing from sitting in a holster over the years. Possibly had a lanyard at some point. Look how chewed up that is there. Very, very interesting. I love this history kind of stuff with these kind of handguns. Over here you can kind of see P226 made in W Germany, West Germany. Again, a lot of holster wear. What I think actually happened with this handgun is it got into someone else's hands and the slide was refinished, probably with some kind of Cerakote of some type, but it is a nice matte black finish now, almost like a dark gray compared to this black grip and black frame. Nice and well worn in would be the term. Very nice and worn in. Single action. You have the double action. Very heavy. You also have, as mentioned earlier, decocker. You slide it down, release it, goes from single to double. Slide stop is also a very weird spot compared to any other handgun. You can kind of see they're all in the kind of general same spot. This one is actually up here behind the decocker. So it gets a little bit more used to you. Kind of reach for this, you're like, oh, doesn't do anything. So you got to get kind of used to that, reaching up here and hitting that down. You're good to go. Magazines, you can kind of see, kind of remind me of like a 92 FS, like a Beretta magazine. Like I said, Metgar, you have the Sig on the left here, P226. You have the Metgar 18 round mags right here. Now YouTube, if you're watching this, I'm just gonna take this apart to show them how to properly clean and maintain in a proper field strip. That's all we're gonna do. So what you wanna do, rack the slide, rack it again, make sure there's nothing in that chamber. Magazine is out. Bring the slide all the way back, engage that slide release, slide lock right there. Then you have this lever over here, nothing on this side to deal with, just the lever. Some kind of stiff there a little bit. Flip it down, take the slide release, release it, separate the slide from the frame. Interestingly enough, this is a full length rail, which is awesome to see. It goes way back here. There's the internals there for cleaning. Trigger. Feels really good in the hand. Nice full grip. Slide over here. Look at the sun's going away a little bit. Spring, guide rod, real simple, not captured. Barrel. Absolutely filthy, needs to be cleaned. Kind of see that there. There you have it. It's trying to blow away. There's some of the icons and symbols on the bottom, proof marks and whatnot. You want to see that. You can pause there, take a look. If you see something really interesting on here that might be unique, let me know. I mean, I'm a big history buff. I'm just learning. And this kind of stuff fascinates me. Just wait till you see the the Lugers and stuff that I have. And the Mauser that I picked up, and you already saw CMP 1911. just love all historical stuff, especially firearms. So just, you saw barrel, guide rod, spring. All I gotta do, go all the way to the end here, rack all the way back, engage that lock, flip, back in business. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but if you don't, be sure to give me a follow over there because I put a lot of behind the scenes in there, especially in the stories there. And it's funny, this camera was overheating so much. It's like 90 degrees, like 90% humidity in North Carolina today. And this is overheating. I put a hat on the camera, like just to stop the rays of hellfire, right? So the cool thing about the 226 is even an earlier model like this one, you know, this one actually eats pretty much everything I've thrown in there, including this 94 grain flat frangible stuff here. Either the flat nose or the lightweight usually trips up a lot of handguns. This one seems to eat it all. Now watch when it doesn't on this time. This is from like Norma, I think. Norma 94 grain flangeable 9mm. Got it for pretty cheap over at True Shot. Yeah, that felt really good. I have another one. Oh yeah, more. Super flat. That weight really helps out. Nope, just didn't lock back. Those freaking laser beams. Quick commercial break for you guys. This isn't really a sponsorship or anything like that. This is just really a short story. About a year ago, went to Palmetto State Armory, did a whole factory tour, did a series of videos on that, went to the headquarters, met up with the guys at Right to Bear, protectwithbear.com, and this is a criminal and civil defense insurance company. I never really thought about it. We insure a lot of things in our lives, and obviously we train and have a lot of fun with different things at the range and tools you might have in your waistband. So when I thought about it was that it's probably a good thing to have insurance if you end up having to use that tool that you're training with so often. So check them out. You can use the code GEAR10 to save you 10% off your membership, which is good because you get a kickback. I get a little kickback from that as an affiliate with them. And I also have Right to Bear as the insurance of my choice as well. Currently for the last year, haven't had to use it yet, but it's nice to know that safe of mind that if you call that number after something happens, that person on the line actually has your best interest in mind, which nowadays, you never know. All right, back to the range. This is a dueling tree by Crate Tactical, K-R-A-T-E. It's gonna hold up pretty good. A couple of nicks there on the tree stem, just hitting it just right on the trunk there, but it's portable. It comes apart in like 6, 7, 8 pieces, which makes my life way easier to go to the range with. Check them out. Just picked it up. It's a good price point too, compared to what normal dueling trees usually cost. This one's just lightweight, handles rifle, pistol at the appropriate ranges. 7 yards, and they're fun for drills, just goofing off. Just see what you can do. Depending on where you hit it, sometimes it flips, sometimes it doesn't. Ooh, look at that one. Oh, oh, look at this. You've seen it now, live, folks. You have a double feed with a frangible crap I'm trying to get rid of. It's cheap, but cheap, it's cheap. Good range ammo though. Couple hits there. Oh, I was gonna do a double tap. Double tap usually does it. Such a cool gun. I don't know when Mechgar decided to start making mags for the 226, but it's probably, I don't know, 20 years ago. But this mag, and especially the original mag, if any of them are gonna jam, it's gonna be these mags. These things are like super easy to load. Springs are definitely getting a little weak, but got a few mags that came with this. You can't really get these new anymore, obviously, so you got to kind of look around for mill surplus auctions and whatnot. That's exactly what I did. And this one I got a good price because, like I said, it's not original. It does have that new coating on the slide. Sight's kind of messed up a little bit. Step back to 15 yards. Which at distance, you can actually spin these a little more. It's a little harder, a little more velocity. There you go. What the last couple rounds? Yeah, get yourself a dueling tree. It's so fun. Also, don't drop old historical mags in the dirt. Trying to hit just the edge. Flip them. Oh, it's so fun. Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and got to learn a little bit about the old West German Sig 226s. Really cool piece of history, and it didn't seem like that long ago, but these are going on almost 40 years old from when they came out, which is nuts. So, not 1911 status yet, but it's getting there. So, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, if you have any questions about anything you've seen today or have any insights on this handgun, hit them down below. I love to learn more details about it, learn more about the history of SIG and the P226. And as always, make sure you take care of the one you love. Train very hard, you never know what's coming, and we'll see you in the next review.